So my last two videos were a little bit more negative, talking about my frustrations with COD right now and Cold War. I figured I would switch things up today and talk about something a little bit more positive and a take of mine that I don't see a lot of people having. And that's on the savior of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is the second most recent Call of Duty in the franchise. Came out in 2019, and boy did it shake things up. Modern Warfare, made by Infinity Ward, had quite the wall to climb in front of them. They were coming off two pretty shit CODs. Following Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4 means that a dying community is on your heels. I was pretty sure Black Ops 4 was a nail in the coffin after Infinite Warfare was as shit as it was. Black Ops 4 overall is a pretty shit project, and I thought that was the last of the franchise. I thought there was no return for it, and I thought it was over. People made claims that COD was dying for years, but this is the first time that I legitimately saw it for myself. And then Modern Warfare came out. Modern Warfare on launch sold a good amount of copies, but it was nothing crazy. I bought it on launch like the fanboy that I am, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was cool. But towards the end of November, December, January, I noticed that a lot of my friends who hadn't really been COD fans in the past start to get it. Not only get it, but play a lot of hours and really enjoy it. I had a lot of friends where this was their first COD in 6 years, and they played more than me. Modern Warfare produced an amazing multiplayer, great limited time modes. I love 2v2 gunfight, and they seemed super involved in the community. They had a lot of gun fixes very often. They were always adding new playlists, new modes, and it felt like they cared. It felt like they cared about their game and they wanted to make it as good as they can, which is something I didn't feel in Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 4 at all. I'm by no means saying the game was God, but it was significantly better than Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4. And that should mean a lot for me. I'm a Treyarch dick rider for sure. Going into February, the game was doing super well. Everyone was enjoying it. There wasn't much community outcry except for the SBMM complaints. Things were looking up, but I knew that COD was still a dying franchise before my eyes. I just thought this game would prolong it. And then came the day of reckoning, March 10th. Warzone! Everyone knows Warzone, right? The soon-to-be crowned king of battle royales, and the first time Call of Duty did it right. I mean, compared to Blackout, Jesus Christ, this is night and day. I loved it on release. I thought the map of Verdansk was huge. It was nice. There were so many things to do, so many vehicles to use. It was great. And more importantly, it was amazing to play with your friends, and what was even better was that it's been the first Call of Duty that used crossplay. Crossplay is such an important feature for why this game was so successful. Modern Warfare implementing crossplay was groundbreaking. This had never been done before. The fact that I could jump onto my PS4 and hop in a lobby with my friend on Xbox and my friend on PC and jump into a Warzone game or play Search and Destroy was fucking incredible. I felt like it brought the community closer together. The console war lessened when it came to COD at least. There was no more PC master race really. You could use a controller on there if you want to. It felt amazing. Modern Warfare was the first time in 6 years that I felt like I was playing an old school COD when I jumped into a Search and Destroy lobby. I was blown away by this and also hit with a huge wave of nostalgia, and I loved the game. Now, getting back into Warzone, the important part of this story, it took the world by storm. It really did. It blew up on Twitch leaderboards. Everybody was streaming it. Every big streamer was loving it. It was something never seen before in Call of Duty, and it was super well received. As we all know, right around the same time that Warzone came out, the pandemic hit. And what that did was it forced people to stay inside, and a lot of people turned to video games for passing of time, which put tens of millions of eyes on Call of Duty, which was currently the talk of gaming. With this many new eyes on your game, it was obvious there was going to be more sales, but they came in droves. There were millions upon millions of new players to this game, and millions upon millions of people playing Warzone. And what's crazy about all these people getting Modern Warfare into play is that they stayed and kept playing. Which says one thing about your game, that it's good. People got hooked on the Warzone and played that all the time, and if they hopped into multiplayer to play that too, they enjoyed that as well. This many players coming in halfway through the life cycle has never been seen before in COD, and it went amazingly. The player retention was crazy, and everybody was talking so good about Warzone and Modern Warfare in general. Now, this isn't to say that there were no problems with the game, but it was good enough to keep people around, and it was a pretty good Call of Duty. Now listen, I'm kind of an old head when it comes to COD. I've been playing since 2011, and I'm very hesitant to label it king, but the one thing I will give it major credit for is the fact that it revitalized a dying community. The amount of players it brought in because of the pandemic and the hype that Warzone created revived a dying franchise. And looking at it, I couldn't be happier. I was pretty upset that COD was dying the way it was coming off the tail of Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4. Two games that were not well received by the community as a whole and left little to no more hope in the franchise. Modern Warfare looked at that and completely flipped it 180 degrees. Modern Warfare is the definition of right place, right time. I wholeheartedly believe that if Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 4 had been the game during that Call of Duty lifecycle when the pandemic happened, that would have truly killed the game. Another game would have taken its place, or people just wouldn't have bought it because they had heard so much shitty things about it. But Modern Warfare was a great COD, and it was a great COD at a great time. It threw the dying community on its back and carried it to victory. It grew the player base larger than it had ever been. It brought so many new eyes, so many new players, so many new communities into this game, and they all enjoyed it. I mean, just look at the viewers on Twitch and YouTube when this game was streamed or made videos on. It has been so long when there had been this much attention on a game. And I would say 95% of this new attention was positive, because all the talk about Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4 was all pretty shit. It's also recently been announced by Activision and Blizzard that Modern Warfare was the best-selling COD of all time, and honestly, I can see that. Listen, there have been fantastic Call of Duties in the past. Personally, my favorite is Black Ops 2. The Modern Warfare's early Black Ops, they're classics. The core fan base loves them. But as new-gen CODs came out, the core fan base didn't like them as much. Not only were the games not pleasing the core fan base, they weren't bringing in new players. Just as the franchise was dying, Modern Warfare came in and ushered in a brand new wave of COD. Modern Warfare made COD massive again. So much that Cold War launch sales were fucking insane. And the crazy impact that both Warzone and Modern Warfare in general have is shown through the amount of people still playing it right now. Especially Warzone. I know it kind of merged with Cold War, but still, it's Modern Warfare's product. All I can say, I was pretty thankful that Modern Warfare and Warzone were out during the pandemic. It's ushered in a new generation of players, and there's so many more positive things to come. This take may come with backlash as people disagree or old heads say old shit was better, but in my opinion, Modern Warfare undoubtedly was the savior of Call of Duty. Anyways, that's my time. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate it and I love you. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.